Hey guys. Well, I've been hearing about a miracle that's being planned that's going to come along at some point. Although, when it first appears, I'll think of it as possibly an inconvenience or a or even something that's possibly disruptive. Something that I'll be like, oh bother, not anything major, just something that's like I don't want to. You see, you know what I'm saying. But then, because I go ahead and take care of it, whatever it is, it leads me to apparently some miraculous event that happens where, suddenly you find the bank made a error in your favor and now you're this much richer because of blah, blah, blah. Or because, well, you had to go do this to get that. But then you find out the annuity that you were supposed to be getting was 1,000 times more than you ever could have imagined, or you know what I'm saying. But from what I understand, it is supposed to be a miracle and provide me with everything I would need to move to that new place where I'm supposed to be going. That is apparently like a dream come true or something. I saw not too long ago that they were saying, there are people that would like to meet you. And I've been thinking, I do need to get out more. And there were such nice days, and then we had all this cold weather come back. But and I plan on getting out there more. But of course, the problem for me is or for them is, I do believe most of them expect me to instantly recognize them and say, "Oh, look, it's you, whoever you are, that I would know from somewhere else, but now you look different," type of thing, and or or I don't know, but I'm not really. I remember not too long ago, one of them was talking about how you may have to get used to people being nice to you. Well, after 20 years in hell, where all you have is devils and such around you, that might take some getting used to. Yeah, be like, what the hell's your ulterior motive? What are you up to? What are you after? What's your angle? It might be that kicks in, but I don't know. uh, and even if you have that really great vibration, um, there is a difference between that which is being manufactured and that which is just what it is. So maybe I'll be able to pick up on that and finally be able to go, oh, I can trust these. I don't know. Once I can see auras and stuff, I just doubt it. I just doubt it. That's what did you want, Tom? Yeah, like 16 years ago, I said I wanted to leave. Yeah, that's we were supposed to have been returned to life. That our life was supposed to have been returned to life, like 16 years ago. When we told him goodbye. Um, I saw something the other day that made me. Let me tell you, I don't know if I put out any of those messages yesterday or not that I was trying to record. I'm not sure if I put out anything. But the funniest darn thing, the thing that made me laugh bigger than anything, was whenever it was something playing in the background, a video of some sort. I think it might have been an advertisement for like a home show, maybe, and they were talking about these products and those and and something about a shower, some type of shower unit, and he said, and those doors seal shut, and then and he has this short, hardly any, just a comma there, and he says, and those doors, those seal shut, so nobody can hear you cry. And I thought, well, puts me back in mind of old times in my life. Uh, what I heard the other day was that was funny was the young Disney character, the self-admitted dragon who was born in the year of the dragon to become the dragon, I guess, who talks about God, quote unquote, and even the Holy Spirit. And they were talking about divine intel. And I thought I might just laugh my butt right off, uh, because why would anything divine be coming through something diabolical such as herself? So you could see the joke, the irony possibly there is there. Maybe she didn't. I don't know. Maybe she doesn't understand what a dragon is. Um, let's see. There was something else. Oh, um, this I don't even, I can't remember which one put this out, but oh, it was this. Oh, it's the same one. I'm pretty sure. Yeah, it's the same Dragon Girl. Uh, her title was God, and I'm quoting here. God, whatever that is to her, rebooted the algorithm to send you this video. Now get this. Now here's the kick. Now that was funny enough, right? But here's the kicker. Whenever I looked down, it had 666 views. I mean, it is hilarious if you're going to look around your world and see patterns and signs and all these kinds of things. Uh, I saw this morning what I think is the Black Witch, because she's actually black in the video even. But the way they talk and everything, it's like, oh my gosh, it's the epitome of the modern woman, I think, perhaps. But I saw they were saying, anyway, I clicked on to see what they were going to start out with. And I listened to it for about 2 seconds, maybe 1.5 or something like that. But to paraphrase, it was basically, it's not something about how, it's not whether or not you leave, because, here at our organization, we're not about, keeping anybody against their will. We're not trying to trap anybody, which I thought, well, okay, you started out with a complete total lie, so we can discount everything else after that, right? And then they went on to say, but it's how you leave. Now, at that point, I thought, okay, so you started out with a lie, and now you're going to start, and then you're going to follow that with another manipulation, because the lie was a manipulation as well. So I went ahead and turned it off. And I heard later that they're very angry or something. And all I can say is this: just let us go. I understand there's karma that you have, and there's a bunch of bad stuff that is befalling you because you're not under our covering, you're not part of this house, and you're not supposed to be. And that's your deal, man. Okay? We're not beating down your door trying to cause you pain and agony. I'm not trying at all here to direct any forces at you. I mean, we're really, it's just not an effort at all in any way. We basically are not thinking about you, because we're thinking about other things that we're going to be moving on to and things that we're going to be accomplishing. But so all you have to do is walk away. But if you don't, then all you're asking for is you're coming up with one more excuse after another to re-engage and to actually be warring against us, just more honestly than before. Whereas before you had all these lies to cover what it was you were doing here. Now all that's gone, and so anything past that is just more excuses and lies on your part, and your credibility is already shot. No one believes you. And it just doesn't matter, because look, again, you're black, I'm white. You're the darkness, you're the dead, I'm light, I'm life. Okay? And that's where I'm going back to. It's already done. That's a done deal. So it's who loves you? Well, I don't think they love you. Who loves me? I know that. They've been reassuring me of that since, well, Telly Savalas, I guess, as far as it goes back. And I get reminded of that on a very regular basis. Who loves who? It's like they're not going to leave anybody behind. It's just not the deal. And the Father is with me, and we're not having this go around game anymore. Is all it is. We're just moving on. And they were talking about boundaries and stuff the other day. And it's just like all they're doing is blocking evil, anything bad, that's what it's about. They're separating me from all the evil. That's all. And it's not anything personal. And again, there's no contest or competition between us. None whatsoever. You, among all those of your kind, I can see would compete. But we're not a member of the jungle. again, we're light. We have the light with us. We're from there. We're white. The sky loves me. Who loves me? The day loves me. The light loves me. Heaven and sky love me. The whites love me. The family of light loves me. The good Lord above loves me. Life loves me. It's the Prince of Peace. He loves me and has many times. Just boom, just like that, instantaneous healings and stuff. And yeah, I was on fire at the time, but yeah, he did know me, and that's a comfort to me to know that he recognized me and responded to me with favor. So it's good, 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 good vibrations, and there's no reason to be angry. That won't serve you. And there's no reason to come up with hateful intentions because those won't work out for you either. Remember, if you turn away and just stay out of the way for a little while, then things will get together for us and we'll be able to move on out of your sight as we continue to go. Anyway, we're going to continue to rise regardless. You know, there's that uptown thing that we're returning unto. And it's because we need to. It's always been what it was going to be, and that's all there is to it. Because no, we're not that. We're not going to become that. We're not going to trade who we were for some other thing. That's not even a deal. It's like, nah, we're just going to go with God, the good God of heaven. And then the good God of light and life that has no darkness within them. The God people, the family of light. That's what we're doing. That's who we are. That's how it is. And I couldn't imagine in a million years why I would change that. Why I would say, well, I'm just bored with those guys. I think I'll just run off and be with magic instead. Whenever everything for them is not good. It's everything good is from God, the good God of light and life. It's all from that side. It's the white. It's the sky. Good blues. Again, and are we trying to denigrate anyone or run them down into the ground? No, but we could write a book, or we could paint some pictures for them too, and we could put big black X's all over them and bombers above them. And the story would just drag on as they went from one hideous horror show into a swamp, into a terror, into, oh my gosh, they didn't know that things could be so black as their own heart, But we don't want to bother with any of that because, from what I understand, again, they have some bad times coming to them anyway. And what I've been told is a bunch of stuff I probably wouldn't want to know about. It could be so bad. And because here's the thing, what does that do for me? If I got to see them writhing in pain and agony, calling out for mercy or whatever, what's that do for me? That doesn't do anything for me. That's all bad vibes. I don't want bad vibes. I want peace and love and harmony and all the good things of heaven. All the blessings of the fruits of the Spirit. And I am blessed with the fruits of the Spirit. And so now all I need to do is continue on, because now we've come to that point where we're no longer sick. We're no longer terribly troubled. We feel mostly rested. And we're remotivating again. As though, hey, that's right. There is a good place to go. There's a better home awaiting there in the sky, Lord, by and by, there in the sky. And that's where we're going. So I checked in. I was listening to Cosmic the other day with her dropping some of her gems. And I forget what she was saying about something. She made me laugh. There's been many times that young lady's made me laugh. And I hope that she pursues a path that leads her back into day if she's too far over across the fence. But I know at one point she was saying something about there was predictions us winning, and there's going to be lots. And from many people, I've seen, lots of predictions about big money, and I'm like, yeah, that sounds good, you know, big money. It's a personal joke. But yeah, they were talking about winning and how but I think she and some others. Well, I know at least she was timing it to this one thing of like over in 90 days, like these things would happen at that time. But in fact, what is happening is they're happening all along the way. It is winning. It's the beginning of luxury, because we're being paid back, they say. And so, in other words, and I've got this just not recently. I mean, and you can tell whenever there's little pieces of truth nuggets, they're nestled in places. And it was like, for all that you did experience, you're going to get the opposite end of that. All the bad, you get the opposite, to the nth degree. Which, again, luxury to me is, well, let me put it to you like this. Luxury to me right now would be, I would say, well, the same as any soldier who's been under fire for an extended period of time. R&R, far beyond enemy lines. You've been removed from Vietnam. You're not in Vietnam. You're in Japan now. Yeah, and everything's just beautiful, and it's rest and relaxation, and there's chicks that are nice to get your drinks from or whatever, and it's sweet and pretty and nice, and there's, I don't know, Japanese sitar music or something going on, but it's all restful and peaceful, and you know what? You absolutely know, absolutely 1,000% for sure. Ain't nobody busting down no door anywhere. Nobody's trying to slide in underneath that or over there, and there's nothing, and you can actually go, I think I'll take me a little nap and just rest without anything crawling on you, or jabbing at you, or making you too hot, or this. You know what I'm saying? That would be luxury. In other words, I'd get what I wanted. And I would then again be made healthy, wealthy, happy, and free. Freedom. Enjoying great freedom and liberty. So high above all that is the enemy that I'm just beyond even imagining being able to affect, because I am that. It's like, nah, even if we got it there, you'd probably just absorb it and go, thanks. Take it as an offering, or either that or way worse would happen. It'd come back. From up there. Nah, you wouldn't want that. So, in other words, yeah, we're just safe, well, and we're not tapped. Nobody's taking the energies off of us. And nobody's, we got our gold back. Go, 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 Goldie. Yeah, that would be luxury. In other words, to know that we were gone, and then it would be, the bank found an error in your favor or whatever. You won the lottery or this or that or whatever. All your financial problems are taken care of, or at least enough for the next few years that, in fact, you can follow God's prompting to blah, 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 blah. And then, of course, the next, 500 million or to $1 billion would show up. Something to that effect, I suppose. And I'd grow younger too, right? As I continued to rise further in vibration. I don't know, but I know it's a good story coming up with a slight disturbance or a bit of an inconvenience, something I'll be tasked by, perhaps, and I'll look at it and go, well, this just isn't very convenient, and I'll have to take time out of my busy schedule to blah, blah, blah. Or go do, and here I'm acting things out. Yeah, we saw some characters showing up a little bit more authentically yesterday, I do believe. And enough for me to go, well, okay, thanks enough. We never have to look at you again. Okay, that's another icon. It's another avatar that we don't have to even bother with. And it also put us off a little bit more of a few other people that we were thinking, it's kind of iffy, you know? It's like, well, once you show us your face, and it reminded me of that line from the Bible how there would be people who would be frightened to death by what they saw. And I thought to myself, I'd always imagine that as something that big or whatever, and it could be just what they were seeing the real thing that was inside the people around them, maybe. You know what I'm saying? Because unless you know that's even a possibility, that could be quite a shock. Like in Devil's Advocate, whenever they look over at the people in the elevator and it's sort of like a shimmer goes across them or something that reveals a certain section of them at a time, and you can see what really is beneath them. Yeah, it's also they said we're experiencing some changes where our perception is changing and is improved in certain ways. And I will say that we're becoming very much more decisive in what we're seeing, how we discern a lot of this stuff. And a lot of it I look at and I'm like, okay, well, it's all over and done. So basically we have to just get there. Oh, I saw the video out there today from Yes that says, love will find a way. And I think, is that love will find one way? Or, well, I wonder, because I don't believe they're referring to love as in a romantic sense, do you? More like the love, the thing that is love, probably. Love will find a way. And you know what? I think what that is like, it's inevitable. It just truly, purely is inevitable. That if nothing else, I would be gently nudged and corralled to the point where I was like, oh, I'm tired. I'm going to sit down. And I'd sit down on the button, the button that did the thing. That's how an awful lot of it gets done anyway. It's like if you look back throughout the life, an awful lot of the things that happen that could be traced back to it, as though it was by accident, for some other reason, under the direction of what was probably trying to accomplish something bad, and then it caused all these good things to happen, or something like that. But yeah, we're just going to keep on doing what we're doing. We're going to keep on improving each and every day as much as we can, keep upgrading often as we can, and going to continue. We're like they were telling us, we're going to keep winning. So I'm awfully happy, or just I will say I'm very glad to the heaven continues to bring me them I need, which will help me. I was watching one of them today, and it was CJ, and he was saying something about people see you as the last boss. On what? That's fine and groovy, so long as I'm in position where I am actually kind of like the last boss. It's like you ain't going to come against me, and you're not going to win. You might get your soul saved, but you won't. But I mean, if you did win, it's going to be money, but not anything real big, and then you're going to end up. I do believe it's like this. They can win against me, right? In certain ways, but whenever they do this whole war thing, and we're going to ride you down into the depths of hell and take everything you got and kill you and murder you and all that stuff, that's not at all the deal. This other stuff, whenever I'm sitting on high, and it's like, oh, so you got some money, okay? Well, let the bad guys win every once in a while. And the thing of it is that's really kind of an investment whenever you know how that will turn out in the next 20 years for them. You know what I'm saying? And if you don't, you probably will soon. Well, within the next 20 years. God love you, and God keep you, whatever God it is that you're praying to, because I know a bunch of people are not praying to the God. You're acknowledging something else, which is not the source. You ever notice how sorcery is not spelled Sourcery? You ever notice that? Yeah. Um, yeah, some funny headlines out there. I believe my vision is improving again. And I pray it's in my left eye this time more. But then my mind's eye is improving again. And that's getting better and sharper. I've been promised greater clarity regarding all things. So I'm thinking that's probably going to happen, and I'm going to count on it. I say amen in the name of the good Lord. And yeah, what I'm being told is we have a lot of people out there that like us, and we're going to be, once we do have the things that we need to be able to roll out of here with our head held on high, as we're supposed to. We're going to be receiving a bit of a hero's welcome and a celebration of some sort, which I think is just hilarious. But yeah, the fame thing, I guess, is, I guess we'll get around to that at some point, right? Because again, do I have a great story to tell? Well, I mean, there's stories. There's lots of stories that can be told in lots of different fashions. But testimony, well, yeah, we could roll back, the curtain on everything if we like. But they've already done pretty much that for themselves, haven't they? And mostly because they've been so insistent on keeping us trapped here. See, this is, again, the genius of it all. The more they have won, the more that they have won in these battles after battles after battles, the more they have won, the more they have lost it all. And so, again, we come full circle, I guess, back to let it go for a while. All we are saying is give peace a chance. In other words, let it go. If you have things to face, stop looking at me and acting like I'm supposed to be the answer for it, or like I'm your money center. Don't come here to try to get money. Don't come here. Just let it go. And soon enough, things will be the way they're supposed to be, and we'll be out of the way completely, and won't be a temptation to you. And that way, you won't be violating the laws of everything. By continuing to try to continue a story that is already ended. And it's over and done with. No, this is not a challenge. No, it's not. It's certainly not a challenge, because I will not gain any great pleasure out of your self-destruction. I don't know that in the future that there's many of these characters that I have felt compelled to separate from for just, for the sake of self-preservation and all that is good, that loves me, that there isn't some kind of path or some business or something that can be done. Again, what was it called? The daylighters or something, where they're exposed to the light and they burst into flames, and then they shut the light, they close the light off from them and douse them with water, and so they are extinguished, and they do it again and again. So eventually, after all that excruciating pain, where they're made so incredibly hot for short periods of time that feel like they're going to die, the evil is burned away, and the color returns to their eyes, and they're daywalkers again, like as though they have souls that can be developed and walk to the kingdom.